Hello guys, and welcome back to the How to Animate YouTube channel. And this is part 2 of our acting series, and today we're going to be taking a look at emotion and posing within animation. So what is emotion, and why do we need to care about it? Emotion is the way we connect with our audience through our characters. There's certain emotional beats that we need to hit in a certain order for the story to make sense. And this is what the audience connects with. As humans, we're wired to empathise with other humans. As animators, we need to find these points of empathy and clearly show to our audience how that character's feeling during that time. So in the last video we spoke about objectives. A character's always striving for something, and why should the audience care if it gets it or not? And it's usually a series of events, it's a story. So a character starts off not having something and he pursues it and tries to go after it. If we care enough about the character, we're going to root for them. And if we show clear emotional beats, then the audience will empathise. So let's take this scene from Tangled, for example. It starts off with a rustle in the bush. Okay, so a character's going to keep doing something until acted upon by another thing. So there's a rustling in the bush. Now, how a character reacts to that depends completely on their personality and their past experiences. So in this case, Rapunzel does this. She does that because her stepmother has basically made her scared of everything her whole life because she wants to keep her locked in the tower. So this sort of emotional thing where she just sort of runs around, and grabs, Finn very tightly and is just like petrified of something's coming out the bush. That's based on past experience. So it always starts with a character thinking something. Then there's a judgment call based on past experiences. And then there's the emotion, the emotional outpouring to that situation. So the audience knows how the character is feeling about that situation. So another scene that I love that really does this well is this scene from Incredibles, where Mr. Incredible, he hacks into Syndrome's computer and he starts figuring out the plans, and then he realises that all his friends have slowly been killed off over the years. And then he gets to a point where he's thinking, oh, my wife, does he know where my wife is? And my best friend, does he know? And there's this whole series of emotions as he sort of looks at the screen, and it's just an amazingly animated part, and it clearly shows how he feels about these people. So you get a different sense from his wife, you get a different sense from Frozone, and as he goes through that list, there's just a whole range of emotion that he goes through, and it's done without words, and it's completely amazing. So in my last set of videos about acting, when we did the dialogue shot, I spoke quite a lot about staging. What I didn't really speak about is posing and how important that is. Now, you could have the most beautifully animated shot ever, but if your posing isn't clear and concise, then it's all for nothing. So I'd like to discuss what makes a good pose. So as animators, it's our job to give the audience an opportunity to care about our characters. If they care about the characters, they're going to care about what happens to them, and they're going to empathise with them. So for me, there's 3 components to a good pose. First being clarity. Your poses need to clearly define who your character is and what they feel in that moment. And this is very much linked with staging. It's very important that our poses instantly convey who the character is and what they feel. And next would be emotion. Finding these empathy points, these points in the scene where we're supposed to care about what the character is feeling. We need the audience to understand the emotional state of our characters. And next would be beats. Now for me, this is like almost composing a bit of music. You want some parts that are fast and some parts are slow for contrast. So you don't want to bunch all your poses up too much in your sort of key story moments. You want to space them out and give the opportunity for the audience to absorb what's going on. So that brings us to the end of this video. Thanks so much for watching. In the next video I'm going to be starting a brand new dialogue shot. I'm going to be using some of the things I've been talking about in the last couple of videos in it. And apologies to anyone that was following the previous series. My hard drive crashed and I lost all of that work, unfortunately. So I'll see you guys in the next one, and take care.